It's a stadium so big you can easily spot it flying into Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Cairo Santos out for the opening kick. And off we go from Dallas. Returnable from the 2. And this drive will start inside the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Opening play, and Dak's going to throw. And his first pass falls incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again is Dak. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Dak to the air here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. That is Kyler Gordon. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. This is ahead for about 5. It was Osa Odigizua in on the tackle. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Staying grounded with Swift. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. The defense calls a timeout. So that's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Out of the pistol, Williams. Complete beyond the marker. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They'll take that kind of passing from the rookie out of USC. He gets him the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here. Trying again following the sack. Cut near the goal line. And in for the Chicago touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Dak out of the pistol. He throws a bullet down the left side. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Tyreek Stevenson has it. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 51 back in 2017, we are inside NRG Stadium in Houston. And we are underway from Houston. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
That's complete. It's Collins. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. As Stroud now to throw. He'll complete this one to Collins. And they'll get this down to the 10. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. Now Stroud. This goes out wide for Mixon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think
in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Play action. Stroud now. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Stephon Diggs. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. As they finally get their chance on offense, 1st and 10. Here's Williams. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So the PI decline, and that'll give them a fresh set of downs.
And when you scout tight ends, one thing you want to know, just how strong they are. And we saw it in evidence there. He was able to fight through all the contact and still secure the football.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 44. Looking to throw is Williams. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
is 2nd and 10. To throw, Williams. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing again here, Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 37. To the air, Williams. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it's 2nd down. To throw, it's Williams. Steps away to his left. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. To the air once more. Williams. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive linemen. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield, and allow the play to be successful.
16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Stroud to throw it. Flush to his right. Stroud is hit and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Bears.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll take over after that pretty clutch forced fumble as they begin inside their own 5-yard line. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. Throwing is Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Komet. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd and 6. He'll fire deep, looking for more. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And they've been kept off the scoreboard in this first half, but here toward the end, they're trying to change that in one fell swoop, but that winds up incomplete.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Williams going to look to throw again. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, they moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to again amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their...
Stroud is hit and the ball is loose. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Just the 1 touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. For their next drive, the Bears offense. This is a game, Charles, it's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the 3rd quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trailed by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Looking to throw. Williams escaping the pressure right. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a 1st-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the 1st down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Second and 14. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the 1st time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time. But the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Williams. That is caught. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 8. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Looking to throw. Williams. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal. Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Diggs in motion right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run. Second and 5. Here's Stroud. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air. even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Stroud.
Over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up.
And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And can they take advantage? Their defense got the 4th down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be enough to erase this 4th quarter deficit.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Once again, it's Swift.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They come up with 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning to work with. Here's 1st and 10. Now a give right side Swift. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Here comes 2nd down. They run out of the gun with Swift.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. He's back to throw. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to do what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
He'll look to throw.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
But just over a minute to go in the football game. 2nd and 10.
Back to throw.
That's to the pylon and incomplete.
3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
They'll look to throw. Flush to his right.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. If he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. They'll go. Here's Williams.
This is caught. And now this is going to depend.
banked by the Ohio River and the city's abundance of hills. We're at Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And away we go in Cincinnati. Return starts at the 3. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Right to the air, Burrow. And his game will begin with an incomplete pass.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Burrow from the gun. On target to his man Higgins. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
3rd and short, it's Burrow. Nabbed along the sideline by Higgins. And a solid gain gets them across the 45. Out. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals. To throw again, it's Burrow. He lofts it deep left. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Offense up to the line fast. Third and long. Here's Burrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Offense in the hurry up here.
A loss of 9 brings up 4th down.
Trying for it with Burrow. Caught, nice game left side. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. One of their biggest plays of the game, and it comes on a 4th down gamble.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now a give. It's Brown headed right. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Burrow throwing out of the pistol. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Burrow out of the shotgun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This one doesn't make the landing zone, so this drive's going to start at the 40. So hopefully he's able to find the landing zone next time. His first kickoff gives him some great field position here. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Handoff headed right to Henry. And he gets him around 6 there. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brought down by the veteran, Von Bell. Turning to Henry on 3rd. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Running once more with Henry. Strong running inside the 30. And he gets this one down to the 27. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. This is Henry on 2nd. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. And the Bengals bringing out a 5th DB. They're in the nickel, 3rd down. Lamar off the play fake. Into the hands of Likely. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Cincinnati uses its 2nd timeout. They're down to their final one in this half. Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Now it's Lamar. And all their pressure gets it done. That's a sack on 4th down as they force the turnover.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything. And boy, did they ever attack it.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Brought in by Chase near the sideline. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
1st and 10 from the 41. Burrow connects with his back. Khalil Herbert. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brandon Stevens in on the tackle. Working quickly here.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Catch made by Chase Brown. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Nate Wiggins getting up to end that play.
A gain of 2 on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
From the gun on 3rd down. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. They're going for this. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Offense up to the line fast. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. That's Gesicki. He's got it.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Now Burrow. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Burrow. He sends this one to the end zone. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. Burrow to the air now. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. And a surprising fourth down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
And he's brought down for a loss. On second down, here's Henry again. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Call it about 7 yards on that run. Now it's going to be third down and 4. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Lamar now from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Ravens call in on Justin Tucker for the field goal. This is a 39-yarder from the left hash. Tucker's kick is up and good. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime.
Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hold, and he puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Returning it from the 4. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. And this won't have the juice to reach the landing zone, so some great field position coming up for this offense at... Trying down the middle with Henry. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Offense in the hurry up here. Another run for Henry. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. A solid gain of 6 there. It's going to be 3rd and just a yard.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Henry's going to try to pick it up. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. We give to Henry on the inside handoff. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
They run it with King Henry. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Going with King Henry here. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Running for it. Here's Henry. And they bring him down around the 34. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the first.
There wasn't a lot there for him, but he did what he needed to do. Go get that first down. Picked up the short gain, didn't risk a big loss. Looking for a bigger lane elsewhere.
Lamar out of the pistol. Headed out right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. That's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
After 3 quarters, we're still neck and neck. Neither side has been able to fully separate. Just a field goal aside so far as we enter the final quarter of play. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. He's back to throw. Left side, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals see their return stop just a little bit short of their own 30. All right, defense did its job, forced the offense into a 3rd and long, and that, in large part, partner, led to that interception.
Such a dichotomy, Kate, in so many ways. Offensively, we hear all the time what? Stay on schedule, avoid these situations. Defensive coaches, you know what they say, earn the right to rush the passer, earn the right to make them one-dimensional, and when you do, go pay it off. And they did in the biggest of ways with that huge INT.
That's complete. Here's Brown. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
Man, the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Burrow from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
A loss of 5 on the play. It's 3rd and 15.
He'll throw it. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Couldn't find Jamar Chase on that throw. And now they're staring at 4th and long. The Bengals send out the punting unit. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. And they avoid a return on the play. This one bounces and gets out at the 25-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from Cincy. Ravens want to end it in regulation if they can. Second down now, 7 to go. Now Jackson off the play action. Buying some time right. He takes it himself. And he reaches the 35 before going out. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
They're set up at the 35 now. Here he is to throw. Complete, Derrick Henry. Continuing to move past the 45. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's Henry running left. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. Running this with Henry. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short. So that's 3rd, less than a yard. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. A give to Henry. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. That's a short gain of 1. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First and 10 from the 41. Here's Henry. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now a run with Henry. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. First down, and they go right back to it. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. It's Henry on the carry. Still has room inside the 15. And they're going to do it, Brock. They break the tie in the final minute. It's a touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal. But you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Buys time, rolling right. Looking slant route, complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. Back to throw. Getting out to his left. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they make the stop. I'm going to say at about the 37-yard line. They pick up 20 yards there.